Welcome back again, guys, to Beyond the Scenes. You would have been watching or listening to our episode with Terace, and again, she is the owner of Terace's hair, nails, and makeup. Check out her shirt. Check out her hairstyle. Yeah. Check out her makeup. Check out my makeup. Yeah, she did that. So we were, talking to Terace, and she was telling us about her entrepreneurial journey, some of the limitations that she experienced, and she gave a lot of encouragement. The ladder to success is crowded at the bottom, but it's not crowded at the top. So, encourage someone else. We all have to uplift each other. So, in this segment now, we're going to be talking about purpose, and that's a big topic for everyone. Some persons have an awareness that there's a purpose for them. Some have no idea what their purpose is. Some are still searching. So today we just want to talk about that. Maybe we can hear from Terace how she discovered what her purpose was. And she can also tell us her journey to discovering that purpose. So Terace, tell us, about purpose.
What do you want to know about purpose, Kareem?
So we know that you do hair, nails, and makeup, and you also mentioned you had a clothing line,
Right.
as well, and those you would say are gifts, right? But I think you were saying that there's a difference between gift and purpose. So if you want to start there,
Right. So your gifts are like in God-given talents.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm able, from 8 years old, I'm doing hair and nails.
Yeah.
And for instance, I sing, so that's my gift.
Okay.
But purpose, no, purpose is different. It's purpose somehow is it's supposed to be impactful.
Okay.
So it's how you impact those around you. And purpose is here to help, to heal, and to uplift, and to motivate. And so I was saying that my gift is to do hair, nails, makeup.
Yeah.
However, my purpose is to listen, is to interact with my clients, is to let them feel loved and cared for and cheered on, and to motivate and to uplift, and to be positive.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose. One of my, I don't know if I'm talking the gun here, but one of the things that I have in my book, in my little purpose book, which is a green book, is a green book because we say our prosperity
Life.
No,
Life book.
It's a life book.
Yeah, life book.
Yes. So one of the things that I write down in it is that I want to be a motivational speaker. So in that's not a gift, that's a purpose.
Yeah.
Because I know that a lot of the things that I went through in life, a lot of the trauma, a lot of the things that I went through in life is not for me.
Yeah.
It's not for me. It's so that I will be able to motivate and to uplift other persons who don't have the support that I may have, or the strength or the frame of mind that I have to push through. You understand? So that's one of the things. That's my purpose. Like, I want to be able to speak to people, to connect with people.
Yeah.
Young, old, it doesn't matter. People who are struggling with mental health issues, people who are struggling with abuse, and whatever situations that I have gone through. At first I was afraid and ashamed to share certain things. But I realized that God is preparing me now, preparing my mind, preparing my boldness, my braveness, to be ready to be unapologetic and to be intentional about everything that I do.
Yeah.
So even some of the things that I was once ashamed of, I am gradually starting to prepare my mind to share.
Yeah.
Because the story must be told, and somebody must be healed and delivered, and somebody must overcome whatever they're going through my testimony. So this year is a different year, and I feel it in my spirit. Like, I know that boldness is coming forth, and some things that nobody knows. Like, whenever the time is right and God sees it fit, it's going to be time for me to just open up and speak about some of the things that I've gone through and how I've overcome, and hopefully can help others to overcome.
Tell us, was there any point in your journey, because you have told us about the difference between gift and purpose.
Right.
So was there ever a time where you were employing your gifts and something came up and you made such a huge impact that you could really recognize that, God gave me these gifts for a reason? Was there like any one thing that you could remember that was so impactful for you that you discovered that, yes, your purpose is to impact people?
Well, I would say there was one particular client who, as I said, both of us started crying in here.
Yeah.
And when she left, she said that, thank you because I don't have anybody to talk to. That's when I realized, because even before I came here, I saw that this is going to be a place of tranquility and peace, and a place where people going to,
peace, right?
because I like peace,
yes.
and I try to create that, even from the music that I play, because I remember one client came in here, and when she sat down, she started looking around. I don't know what she was looking for, and then she just said, "In here feel peaceful." I would say, "It's I feel peaceful."
Yes.
Peaceful. Because when I come in, sometimes I pray and I ask God, like, sometimes I'll declare the day. Like, I remember one day I woke up and I just wrote on my WhatsApp status, "It's going to be an amazing day." And it was an amazing day. We get blessed with money, and it was an amazing day. Like, the work day was good because we had bonus and something. So it is good when you can declare over your day.
That's true.
And I try to come in here and just create an atmosphere of peace, because you don't know what people are going through. And so many people, so many persons are fighting battles that nobody cannot see. Like for me, whenever I'm having a hard time or a pressing day, I look my best.
Yeah.
I look my best. So I don't normally wear makeup every day. But sometimes when you see me, I have on makeup and I dress well and I'm nice. And, it's probably a day when I fight mental health battles. It's probably a day when I'm so downcasted that there's nothing inside. I feel like there's nothing inside of me to shine on the outside. So I have to make the outside look nice to see if it can radiate on the inside, So you don't know, because I go through that daily. I try to be mindful of the battles, the secret battles that people are fighting, and see how much I can offer a kind word, and how much I can offer listening ear, and how much I can just listen to the voice of God saying, say this, or this is what you need to say for uplift somebody,
I mean, I like what you're saying, and what you mentioned about the whole issue of mental health is something that we don't talk about. There's a shame that comes with it, because we think if someone, has issues mentally, that they're mad. It could be that you're just so stressed out. You have so many cares and concerns that your brain is just flooded with things. Maybe it's a situation of hopelessness that you really can't see the end of the tunnel, and so your mind just go and thinking and so on. But for you, it's like God gave you a strategy. He said, okay, put on your armor. We have the spiritual armor of Christ, but he's saying, okay, put on your armor, Terace. You're having a bad day, but guess what? You see that lady down the road? She just lost her husband, Right. So when you walk past her, say, good morning, how are you? And you just leave that person. So you going through your day now. If the person comes and says, boy, lady, thank you so much, because boy, my husband, you feel good in yourself. So even that thing that you're speaking about internally that can lift you up, it's relational. So like I said, it's not something that God gives us for us alone. But he said, let your light so shine before me, so that men, so it has to be seen, and he has to be glorified. So I really liked how you mentioned that, because as an entrepreneur, I'm sure that you would have faced a lot of battles of the mind. $27,000. How you gonna pay your bill? When you invest all of your $27,000 to buy products, you're not sure you're gonna get any client. So of course those things are going to also be on your mind.
You You know, sometimes though, before I make that point, but you mentioned that, you know, sometimes you see somebody and you just give them a word of encouragement. You know, something I practice, and I would implore everyone to try to practice this.
Yes.
When I go on the road, I pretty much call to everybody. Somebody say you call to even the dog and the cat, but they give love too.
Yes.
But
And they give love too.
right. So but I go out of my way sometimes.
Yes.
To motivate people and to compliment people.
Yes.
So I will look on somebody. Sometimes you like to kind of, you know, you probably say there's nothing to compliment about them, but you look at them have nice brown eyes. I say, I like your eyes. I look and say, oh, are you nice green? I like your hair. And that's just me walking on the street. I like your hair. Oh, I like your shoes. I like, you know. So you know, sometimes that one word or that one compliment really tries to change somebody's mood, them spirits, and you never know if that person is the person you're going to book up on later in our business page or something, and because you uplift them spirits, you already get good service.
Or somebody can read about in the paper that the fact that you didn't extend a good word to them, that person committed suicide, that person, you know, wasn't paying attention to getting an accident, etc. So you don't have to be mindful about those things as people of God and as God's children, because He created each of us for the other person. So now that we've spoken about that, describe for us your journey in God. So far, you know, you talk about God a lot, which meant that you have been walking with Him for quite some time. So describe to us, you know, what your journey has been like so far.
I would say elevator, right? You know, elevator goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. But the thing is, I've known John from a tender age, like and one of the things, even when I stopped going to church, I ensure that I still talk to God.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the way some people say to talk to God, go up on your knees and long prayer for 3 hours. But you know, just walking on the road, say God, you know, just guide me and something like that. But like, I'm just going to speak about it. Like this year, like from last year, the latter part of last year, I've been, you know, praying and hearing God saying certain things to me. So, and I haven't been going to church or being a member of any church for a while. I've experienced some things, and I said to God, I'm not going to be a member of any church anytime soon. Like, unless you show me which church to go and be a member of, then that's when it will happen. But there are certain things that have been changing in me from the latter part of last year, which this year I know, that's what I'm saying, this year is going to be a different year, unapologetic and intentional. You know, there are certain things that God has whispered to me, and I see where certain things cut off, and you know, some things hurtful, but you know, say it have to happen because I do because of what God wants to do in me. You understand? So it's a right now it's a phase where I'm trying to trust God more. You know, I must be honest though. Like when I have more faith and more of a crazy faith now than when I was going to church on the Sunday, being a part of praise and worship leader, praise and worship team and so. Like I have a better relationship with God because and I can pray. I say, God, you know, I'm trusting in the work is out for me. And sometimes, you know, when I being off my own understanding and being on God understanding, when you see all the things work out so quick. For instance, when I was going to move here, the last year, January, I was struck down with vertigo. For about 4 weeks to 6 weeks, I couldn't move, and the doctor said it was a severe case of vertigo. Because I don't know if you don't understand, vertigo is like no matter what the place is in. And it was severe because I couldn't function at all. I couldn't walk by myself. I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself because if I do that, I jump. I couldn't sleep in the bed because if I lie down the place, I feel like I'm mad. So I had to sleep in a recliner with the pillows on 2 sides of my head because I couldn't move my head side to side. You understand? And that was in the time when I wanted to move into my own space. Now, I'm trying to do that on my own. And, you know, it never did work. I couldn't figure out how to get money to buy the equipment, how to do all of that. And then when I finally just let go and said, God, show me the way. In 2 weeks, everything worked out for me to get the money to get the equipment and to move into the space. On the day, I moved the equipment on my birthday as I told my I wanted to. Even though the place had a big rubble right here, I was able to move the equipment in and started working the 3rd of March. You understand? So it's a process. You have to have your relationship with God the way you know how to. Don't subscribe to what any pastor or anybody will tell you, say this is how it ought to be. No. Talk to God for yourself. Have your own relationship with God. Because honestly, some of the persons will tell you how it ought to be. They ought to live it right. You understand? So just focus on you and God. Your relationship with God, however that is, and however that look. You understand? Because nobody can focus on your salvation but you, and nobody knows what you are going through but you. You know, sometimes people try to force you and tell you do things a certain way, and when they leave your way and they fail, then you still have to go through it, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
That's why my father used to say, don't live your life for people. From the little daddy tell us that. Don't live your life for people because they will have 2 lives and you never have none. And me, from the little, I know maths, you know, the life maths. So I say, if you have your life and you have my life, then 1 + 1 equals 2. And me and you are together 2. 2 - 2 is 0. So I say, from the little, I don't want to have 0 life, I don't want to have 0 life. You understand? So we don't live life for people. In our family, we don't practice live life for people. You understand? You can call it stubborn or whatever, but have your own walk with God, whatever that looks like. And whenever it's time for you to move, whether it's to be a member of any church, God will guide you, but don't rush it. Like, it's you and God. Just stay connected to Him, not to any church, not to any pastor, not to any church people, just God.
And I mean, it's so interesting that even while you were going through the vertigo,
right?
You trusted God.
Hey.
You trusted God that you were done.
No, that was our process, you know. You know, at the beginning of the year, I heard a voice of this thing. Because me, I'm trying to go out everything on my head and I'm an overthinker. So me hear a voice of this thing. And I was there up and down and trying to figure out, be busy body and so God just was a vertigo.
So you can't be still.
I mean, after this
If you're not be still,
after this still. And even in the first few weeks of the vertigo, my mind was half over the place. And then I found peace and just let it go. And I remember a pastor called and he said, you know, I heard that you're not well, I'm going to be praying with you. And I started telling him, so me hear the voice and be still, I'm never still, so God still me. And no, I mean, you just take it as a big joke. I love what
you realize what to do.
Yeah, come and say, you know, should I just listen to obedient, you know, you're still be true. And then everything 2 weeks, it was mind blowing to me, like 2 weeks. And then I was planning to get the money, would have caused me to be spending more money at the end of the day, but God worked it out, it was like interest free. And it was a much better and easier way for me, you know?
You know, there's a scripture in the Bible, I don't remember where the statement from, but it says, he learns obedience by the things that he suffered. So it's for you learned to be still by going through vertigo, right? You know, and it's just amazing how God takes us on journeys. And you know, the Bible said He knows the plans He has for us. And once we trust Him that these are plans to prosper us and not to harm us, like our reliance on Him will ramp up more. Right. You know, so we want to just get to that place. As a people, and like you rightly said, it takes an individual journey, you know, to be able to
shut all the
outside. Yeah, and the noise, So, you know, Terace, it has been my pleasure having you here talk to us.
Okay.
You mentioned here a lot, but I'm sure that our viewers and listeners have no idea where here is. Right. So would you like to tell us where to find here?
Well, you can find Terace Hair Nails Makeup at 3 East 33 Place. You can call me or WhatsApp me on 876-510-0876. That's 876-510-0876, and you can I can give you further details. You can also find me on TikTok at Terandas, that's TERANDAS, or on Instagram, that's Terandas_hair_nails_makeup. Alright guys?
And you gave the address, but you didn't say we're 33 Place.
Oh, it's 3 East 33 Place, Greater Portmore, St. Catherine, Jamaica, West Indies.
Alright, thank you, Therese. Any parting encouragement for our viewers and listeners?
Well, first of all, to you, I just want to thank you so much, Karine. If you didn't know, guys, I'm going to let the secret out. Karine is actually my long lost cousin. We knew each other, didn't even know that we were cousins until we started doing like backstory. So she's my long lost cousin.
Yes.
And we reconnected recently. It was this year, yeah? I've been searching for her for years, guys, on social media. Couldn't find her. And then she found me this year. I was like, lady. And then we reconnected, realized she's been doing this beyond the scene. And it's amazing what you're doing. I want nothing but success and, you know, for God to just enlarge your territory and for everything to just work out in your favor and for you to go places, because this is a really good program that you are providing. It's a really good platform for persons to be able to express themselves and for the viewers, the audience, the listeners to know that, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, and what you are. You know, you can achieve, you can be an overcomer. And you know, we got it in music and you can do almost anything. You can do anything. You know, nothing impossible. And then to our viewers, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this program, for listening to moi. You know, I hope you learned a lot. I hope you you heard things that you can apply to yourselves. You know, don't give up. You know, one thing I would say that be consistent, you know, even when it looks like it not going to work out and you look like you're going to fail, just be consistent, just try to keep it, because one of the things that I have to be doing daily, I have to, every day, I find that I have to be telling myself that just make it through today. Make it through today, so it's really one day at a time. I find out that I have to be telling myself that I am enough, because sometimes we don't feel like we're enough to be achieving it. You know, I have to tell myself I am enough. I am enough. I deserve this. I deserve success, because one of the things I found out is that because of our upbringing, and for those who grow up in the religious scene, where we used to think that if you're rich, it's sin, a sin for rich. I said it's better for a poor man to be sinner than a rich man to enter heaven. You get me? So it's like the mindset is that we need to be a camel to go, than a rich man to enter heaven. And then I listened to Steve Harvey about that, you know. And I always think that camel going through a needle eye is actually the eye of a sewing needle. But there's actually a place, I think, in Israel that is called the needle eye, where the camel, to go through it, the camel have to kneel to go through it. You understand? So it's not necessarily sewing, and it's hard for the camel to kneel and walk that far to go through it. So you know, say easier for the camel to go through that. But I'm saying that, you know, we can do anything. You know, you just have to keep on motivating yourself every day. The song says, sometimes you have to encourage yourself, and sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak a word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. And we have to do that daily. So thank you guys for listening. Love you all. Peace out.
Thank you, listeners and viewers. Tune in next time for another episode of Beyond the Scenes. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at Beyond the Scenes, on TikTok as well, Beyond the Scenes. You can visit our website at beyondthescenes.com, and you can send us an email at stories at beyondthescene.com. Until next time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Jim, you still have me.
What a joy.
That was good. High
What
five
a
first.
joy.
You did
Yeah.
that. You did.
We did that.
So what do you think, Mr. So what,